Hi, my name is Marital, and my presentation will be on marital and child abuse. Genesis 2:18 states, "It is not good for any man to be alone. I'll make a suitable helper for him." Genesis 2:24 states, "Therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and go with his wife, and they shall become one flesh." How marriage was supposed to be: a unification of two people in the name of God, a loving duo designed to care for and provide for their children and for each other. In today's world, 1 in every 3 women and 1 in every 7 men are victims of severe physical abuse from their partner within their lifetime. Some say statistics show that even the rates are even higher for emotional abuse. Every year, more than 3 billion reports of child abuse are made in only the United States. Physical abuse is when a parent or caregiver causes non-accidental harm or injury to a child. And there are many more types of abuse. Sexual abuse occurs when an adult uses a child for sexual purposes and sexual acts. Child abuse is also defined when an older child sexual abuse also occurs when an older child uses a younger child for sexual gratification and excitement. Child neglect is when a parent or caregiver fails to give the love, care, supervision, and support needed for a child's safety, well-being, and health. Emotional abuse is when a parent or caregiver harms a child's mental and social development and is a cause for severe emotional damage. Verbal abuse is when someone repeatedly uses words to threaten, shame, or control someone. Verbal abuse is often present in romantic and adult-child relationships. However, it can also occur in other family relationships, socially, and or on the job. Verbal and emotional abuse are often mistaken as the same thing. However, they are very, very different. Verbal abusers often use harsh language to hurt another person. It involves speaking aggressively and or cruelly, or it could not mean saying anything at all and ignoring the person. Emotional abuse utilizes hurtful maneuvers that start in one's emotions to manipulate and mistreat a victim. Forms of emotional abuse are criticism, humiliation, and control. Verbal abuse is primarily distinguished as using language to tear someone down, such as belittling them and or threatening them. And sometimes it even leads to sexual and physical acts. Emotional abuse toward a child is often seen as ignoring a child, telling them they are unloved and unwanted, refusing to return their affection, and cutting them off in conversation. Verbal abuse toward children can cause just as much emotional destruction as sexual and physical abuse, and can cause them long-lasting emotional trauma, such as PTSD. It can also put them in risk of anxiety and depression. However, even though abuse is a horrible, horrible part of the world's culture today, there are also many organizations that help and try to stop child and marital abuse. The Child Help Organization, founded in 1959, its goal is to help abused, neglected, and at-risk children by providing a safe physical, educational, and spiritual needs. Child help programs help children from any situation and give them a childhood filled with love. At Faith Covenant Church in Kalispell, the Refuge is a support group for survivors of domestic abuse. The Refuge combines mentoring and support from a group to help women understand abuse biblically, find and achieve safety, find healing in Jesus Christ, and establish new patterns. The Refuge Kids, which is also related to the Refuge, is a place where younger children can go for a safe and fun evening filled with prayer, dinner, and therapeutic activities. The adults working for Refuge Kids provide a very safe and fun environment for these kids who either experience or witness abuse in their own homes. Turning Point, which is also related to Refuge at Faith Covenant, is a program that uses counseling and education to change an abusive person and create new habits in their own home. And so, even with all of the horrible abuse in our culture today, people seek to find a way in God to help them end this horrible culture. Thank you.